Rain lashed against the windows. Samantha shivered, pulling her coat tighter. Lightning flashed, momentarily illuminating the dusty interior of the old house. She stepped inside, the front door creaking shut behind her. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of mildew and something else. Something ancient and unsettling. A low rumble of thunder echoed overhead. Samantha took a hesitant step forward, her footsteps loud on the wooden floorboards. Each step seemed to stir the silence, sending shivers down her spine. She could have sworn she heard a whisper, but when she turned, there was nothing there. The house felt colder now, the air oppressive. She walked further in, her hand trailing along the rough surface of the wall. Cobwebs clung to her fingers like ghostly fingers. What had she gotten herself into? Days turned into weeks, and Samantha slowly settled into the old house. She discovered hidden nooks and crannies, each one whispering forgotten stories. Yet it was the attic that drew her, with its dusty beams and air thick with secrets. One afternoon, while exploring the attic, Samantha stumbled upon a large, ornately carved mirror hidden beneath a moth-eaten sheet. It was taller than she was, its wooden frame adorned with strange symbols that seemed to writhe and shift in the dim light. She ran her fingers over the cold, smooth surface. A shiver ran up her arm and she drew back her hand as if burned. The whispers started that night, faint at first, barely audible. Samantha lay in bed listening to the wind howling outside her window. But it wasn't the wind she heard, it was a voice soft and low whispering her name. The whispers continued each night, growing steadily louder, more insistent. They seemed to emanate from the attic, drawing Samantha towards the ancient mirror. Fear warred with curiosity, but the curiosity always won. One evening, unable to resist the lure any longer, Samantha made her way to the attic. The air hung heavy, charged with an unseen energy. She walked towards the mirror, her hand outstretched. The whispers intensified, swirling around her like a ghostly embrace. "Who's there?" Samantha whispered, her voice trembling. The only response was the echo of her own fear. She leaned closer, peering into the mirror's depths. For a moment, she could have sworn she saw a flicker of movement, a shadow within the darkness. Section 4, Voices in the Silence. As days turned into nights, the whispers grew louder, clearer. They were no longer soft murmurs, but distinct voices, each filled with a desperate longing. Samantha felt an overwhelming sense of sadness emanating from the mirror, a deep well of sorrow she couldn't begin to fathom. One night, a voice cut through the others, stronger, angrier. It spoke of betrayal, of a promise broken, of a thirst for revenge that stretched across centuries. Samantha stumbled back from the mirror, her heart pounding in her chest. The temperature in the room plummeted and she could feel icy fingers tracing patterns on her skin. The whispers continued, a cacophony of voices vying for her attention. Pleading voices, angry voices, all filled with a desperation that chilled her to the bone. Who were these voices trapped within the mirror's depths, and what did they want from her? Section 5. A plea and a threat. The voice that spoke of revenge grew stronger, its rage palpable. It demanded to be released, promising power beyond Samantha's wildest dreams. It whispered of ancient rituals, of sacrifices that must be made. But the other voices, filled with fear and regret, begged Samantha to resist. They warned of the darkness that lay beyond the mirror, of the evil that would be unleashed upon the world. They urged her to destroy the mirror, to silence the voices forever. Samantha found herself torn. The angry voice promised power, an escape from her ordinary life, but the pleading voices, filled with their own pain and fear, resonated deep within her soul. What should she do? Section 6. Trapped. Samantha's reflection in the mirror wavered. It was no longer her own face staring back at her, but a horrifying image of the shadow creature, its eyes burning into hers. Its clawed hand reached out from the mirror's surface, grasping at her. The whispers reached a fever pitch, a chorus of screams and pleas echoing around her. Samantha closed her eyes, her head spinning. She had to get out, had to escape the pull of the mirror before it consumed her. But it was too late. The mirror shattered and Samantha found herself pulled into the darkness, the voices screaming all around her. She was trapped, lost in the mirror's dark embrace.